Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Kay. I'm watching Judge Mathis. I am extremely, see my pink nails? I have to do that again. I'm pissed off because check this out. So you guys have known that pretty much I've been waiting for some money from American Dental because I had originally went for okay, it started out with my tooth was hurting me. So I'm like, okay, it has to be cavities, you know. But keep in mind, I didn't know about sensitivity and da 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 da. Boom. Went to the American Dental, was seen by a young looking dentist. I'm like, okay. He told me that it's a cavity, but it was in my back molar. So I think he said that they either don't do fillings on a molar. So pretty much he told me that I would need a root canal, and I'm just like, what? Now I'm like, okay, I went for my tooth hurting thinking I'm getting a filling. First I had to deal with the fact that, oh my god, because the dentist is a dentist either which way, so I'm already like petrified of the idea of getting a filling, and then you tell me a root canal, that's like hell. So made an appointment to see the person that does root canals because he's supposed to be good. My mom's like, she really likes and trusted him. I go there, and then he tells me that it'd be best to remove it because they don't do root canals on that tooth. So the first guy was like, okay, they don't do fillings, and then the second guy, which is a specialist, told me they don't do root canals on that tooth. It's better to remove it because it was a wisdom tooth. Go to the other, so I go there. I'm like, okay, I go there for now they want to pull out the tooth. Okay, so I'm like, okay, go there to another specialist. Mind you, this is all in the same place. And he's saying he doesn't see a cavity. Mind you, my thing is like, I think something is wrong with it. Mind you, nobody mentioned sensitivity, nothing. So anyway, I said, just take it out for the hell of it. Got it taken out. Apparently something was wrong with the tools because the technician, because I'm here crying, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna hurt. It's a big tooth. That's the tooth with all the hooks and everything. So the technician's like, oh, it's not gonna take long, blah blah blah. But it took longer because it turns out there was something wrong with the tool. The dentist didn't want to tell me that, but if you're listening, and he's like telling the technician, okay, like tool number 47C is, da 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 da. So pretty much, I'm seeing the time go by. I'm waiting, and he's like, oh, this tooth is good. You can tell something is up, and they didn't want to say it was because of the tool. So I'm just like, okay, boom. I originally, with Care Credit, I took out money for a root canal, which was $1,200, but the extraction was only like $200. So I'm thinking, if they're gonna take out money they don't use it, give it back. Why would you hold on to money you didn't use? Time goes on, fast forward, years pass, maybe a year or two. I keep on seeing this bill. I'm like, why is this bill so crazy? Long story short, it was because they didn't give back the money. And they was like, oh, I needed to go in and sign. And I'm like, are you serious? So more time elapses because now I'm pregnant and the place is not near me. I'm pregnant, and I'm like, you want me to go all the way over here just to sign something? So I was like, F it, whatever. So like a year goes by. So finally, I think I was in the area, and I'm like, I just want this, like, just fixed, finished, out the way. By this time, they had sold it to a creditor. So since January 10th of 2012, I faxed the manager the paper from the creditor that was sold to, because it was sold from Care Credit to somebody else, and then to somebody else, to somebody else. So I made an agreement. It was like $1,400 to like $775, which is what American Dental owes me. So they call the creditors like, okay, so when what's going on? And I said in 2 weeks, whatever. So I spoke to the manager in American Dental. She tells me that, because I was like, my whole thing is I wanted them to give them the money and I'm done. Time goes by. Now it's 3 weeks, and then she's like, oh, she still hasn't heard anything. Da 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 da. So then, okay, boom, now it's February, or either end of January or beginning of February. Still nothing, So then she tells me, oh, they're going to send you the check. Give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks pass by, I give them an extra week, nothing. Where's the check? What's going on? So now today is March 14th, and I told the creditor 2 weeks the first time. Now I told them because they hadn't fixed it to, you know, on paperwork that they should have gotten paid at the end of January. So now the second time they called me, I told them 2 weeks. So then they're like, okay, cool. So now I'm here waiting, thinking I'm getting my check. I haven't seen it, and I'm like, I'm looking in the mail, waiting for the mail. I'm like, damn, nothing. Boom. Okay, now I spoke to her again, maybe like a week ago, which is maybe like the 7th, 8th or something. So she's telling me, guess what? Another 2 weeks. So it's just kind of like, I don't want the creditors to default and go back to the other thing, because I don't want them to think I'm joking or playing games, but it's just like, this is like a game. So I call, and mind you, when I'm calling the manager of American Dental, because she's the one I'm speaking to, it's like I gotta go through like a whole hoop system. I call, I speak to the secretary, then the secretary tells me, oh, she's either busy, lunch, she's with somebody, can you call back? Just to run around. And I'm just like, why is it taking 2 months for you guys to send me a check to pay these people off? Like, what the hell? I even asked her, can she call? Nothing. So boom, just call. She finally gave me the corporate number, and the woman I spoke to, it shows that it was processed Monday, which was yesterday. Like, what the fuck? Now, so then she's telling me the person, I probably won't get it, because the person who's supposed to sign for the check, they went on vacation and is not coming back until next week. So somebody lied, because why is it that, so the woman on the phone is like, oh, she should have called such and such, da 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 da. So I'm like, okay, so mind you, this person is telling me that she called the manager is telling me that she, you know, she did her job, because she was like, she had left a message with one of the secretaries or the receptionist to tell me that, oh, she had done her job, she already sent it, da da da, she doesn't know, da 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 da. Your job isn't done if you haven't given me my money, because I got the money from here. They're supposed to give me the money. Like, what is, you know, what's the big hoopla? And then she's telling me how, oh, she wanted to tell me how, you know, they would, you know, it takes a lot to figure out, like, how much of that pay care credit. At the end of the day, you guys have money for me. If I give you $775, who cares who else I paid? Because that's their bill. Why does it matter if I paid money? At the end of the day, you guys still owe me $775 regardless. You know what I'm saying? So boom. Long story short, I'm kind of like, I'm pissed, because I'm like, what the hell? Something happened. Either the manager was lying or something else happened, like, in between. I did this since January 10th. It's 2 months. Come on, 2 months to write a check? So my thing is, like, what happened in January? What happened in February? What was done? This dude had the time to go on vacation. What's going on? So what I'm going to do, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to call this person. Her name is Andrea, whatever, Andrea. And she's going to tell me more with specifics. And, yeah, so, you know, these people, when they call, because I didn't know my phone was off, so I just paid the bill. I'm barely using this phone. I feel like just cutting it off. But anyway, so when they call, I'm going to tell them what the situation is. The manager it looks like she didn't put the money in for the check to come. I probably won't even explain that to them, because when I talk to them, they'll interrupt me as if they either are not listening. Like, they so ready to speak. It's like, you have to listen. So, what more can I do? So I'm going to call, get my answers, and I just wanted to vent, like, do not go to American Dental. I know here in New York City, if you go American Dental, they got like 2 out of 5 stars. They're like rated really bad. And I never knew how bad they were until, you know. So I guess it's like, and then check this out. When I had got the extraction, check out that doctor. The younger doctor ended up not being there anymore. So I'm like, what's going on? You know, I would advise you stay away from American Dental if it's wherever in your state, or from my experience and from people in New York's experience, they have very low ratings. I mean, they're affordable, but look at the drama. I was misdiagnosed, you know. I didn't have a cavity. The third person didn't see a cavity, but I'm just like at a point where I'm just lost. I took out the tooth. I could have kept the tooth. I took out the tooth, you know, whatever. I could have just had sensitivity. So now, fast forward, so I need to find another dentist, because like this tooth was starting to give me issues. And Yeah, so I don't know if it's sensitivity or it's a cavity. Either which way, I gotta get it checked out and get it fixed. So I'm gonna see. I haven't either. I got accustomed to the sensitivity or it's not as strong. But I'm gonna pay attention and see, and if anything, try to make an appointment for this weekend because I can't take my son with me. And if I can get my aunt, either I'll go to the dentist this weekend or next weekend. You see, it stays. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.